Welcome back to episode 5 of the Critical Lens podcast, a podcast about all things film. We're going to start, as always, with what we've been watching this week. So, right after we recorded last week's episode, I believe it was the day after I saw Spider-Man Brand New Day. So, you had seen it when for last week's episode. I have now seen Spider-Man Brand New Day. The night that I came home from Brand New Day, I rewatched Civil War, Captain America: Civil War. It had been a while since I had seen that, and for some reason I was just in the mood to watch an MCU movie, and that was like the one that I was like, okay, this is one that, prior to my rewatch, I was a little bit, just slightly lower on than most people. And I was like, you know what, I want to rewatch it. So I did. And I'm even higher on it than I was before. And we'll save the Brand New Day talk. We'll save my thoughts on Brand New Day. But in regards to MCU rankings, I've moved Civil War high up on my list. I don't know if we're gonna talk like general just MCU at all today. Probably not. But Civil War is now number 2 on my MCU ranking. I watched Paul Thomas Anderson's Magnolia for the first time, going through, finishing up his filmography. I believe that was my 6th or 7th PTA. I think it was my 6th. And honestly, that was like the last. No, sorry. That I have one more like big PTA to watch. I still have to see Boogie Nights, but other than that, the rest of them that I have to see are like, I haven't seen Hard Eight, I haven't seen Licorice Pizza, I haven't seen Inherent Vice, and those are like, I think, the only ones that I have left other than Boogie Nights. Loved Magnolia, gave it a 4.5 out of 5. I believe I put it. I don't remember where I put it exactly in my PTA ranking. It's like 3rd or 4th out of the 6 that I've seen. But I thought it was very, very good. Flew by. It's got over a 3-hour runtime, and it flew by for me. It was very fun, very entertaining. Then I watched The Talented Mr. Ripley, and that like shocked me how much I loved that movie. I think it's even better than Magnolia. I'm a big fan of Matt Damon. He's in my favorite movie of all time. Stars in my favorite movie of all time. Wrote the screenplay, or co-wrote the screenplay for my favorite movie of all time. And he was great in Talented Mr. Ripley. I think everyone was great in Talented Mr. Ripley. Both movies from 1999, which a lot of people would consider like one of the best film years of all time. Talented Mr. Ripley is now my number 1 movie in 1999. I thought it was very, very good. Acting performance across the board, just phenomenal. And then that same night, I went to the theater to see The Invite, which I thought was a lot of fun. The Invite was the new movie from, remind me who it is again?
Olivia Wilde.
Olivia Wilde, thank you. Who stars in this movie. Very, very fun. Gave it a 3.5. And yeah, it was super entertaining. Seth Rogen, always fun to see. He's one of those actors where I don't really think about him much, and I'm trying to like think about like the most like recently released movies I've seen with him, at least in live action. Like the last movie of his I can think of is Mutant Mayhem. I don't know if he's done a movie since then, but like in terms of like recent Seth Rogen, I've enjoyed everything, that I can think of, everything that I've seen from him recently, with between Mutant Mayhem and The Invite. And those are my watches from this week. How about you?
So I have one rewatch, I
Yep.
rewatched Fantastic Four First Steps. I don't know what compelled me to, but I did. And I loved it a little more this time. I love that
I
movie so
actually,
much.
I've actually been wanting to rewatch it too.
And then my first time watch in theaters, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory
Oh, yep, yeah, I
with a
forgot that you watched that. Yep.
packed crowd. Bro, that movie is magical. It is charming. It's got a nice 70s feel. Gene Wilder is the Willy Wonka. I don't know. Timothy Chalamet is not better than him. Johnny Depp, definitely. There's no way Johnny Depp is better than him. Um, Gene Wilder will
Mm,
always be the perfect Willy Wonka, honestly. And I think that being able to see it with a crowd for my first ever time watching that movie was just perfect.
yeah, yeah, I haven't seen the original in a while.
Yep.
Should rewatch it.
So that is all. Those are my watches, and should point out it was very interesting seeing the Warner Brothers logo in front of Willy Wonka, especially because Wonka might become a Paramount IP with them trying to
Okay,
buy Warner Brothers, and
right.
a lot has happened since we have last recorded. The UK has approved the Warner Brothers Paramount merger. The European Union has approved it, and
Okay.
we now have a trial date in the United States. It is in March of 2027, which means Paramount has to pay Warner Brothers shareholders $7 million every day starting October 1st until this is done, which the math I believe equals out to over $1.3 billion before we
Yeah,
even get to the trial. And then the trial could turn around and make it so they can't do the deal at all. There's still a chance Paramount can't do this,
right.
depending on how this case goes. Now, another case they turned around and had was from Paramount shareholders that got tossed. But the shareholders were told they can turn around if they get more sufficient evidence. They can turn around and go back in and resue. So we'll see how that
Okay.
turns out. But right now, it is up in the air. Nobody knows. And the recent development today, um, from Mr. David Ellison, has me thinking that it might turn around and get approved because he might have a couple theater chains on his side. Because he's personally gone to AMC and Regal and been like, hey, I will sign contracts stating that we will put out
Is that
30
the
movies a
head
year.
of Paramount?
David Ellison, yes.
Okay.
Yes. He is the head of Skydance, the Skydance production company. He owns
Oh,
Paramount.
ambitious CEO of Paramount. Gotcha. Okay.
Yes. He, from everybody that's worked with him, he loves movies. Um, so at least there's that. But um, he has gone to AMC and Regal and said, hey, I will sign a contract guaranteeing that we release 30 movies a year in this new partnership between Paramount and Warner Brothers together. And they will have
Okay.
45-day minimum theatrical windows. And of course, the theaters are going to love that. And I still don't think they can get it done. Paramount's going to be in so much debt. They already don't have, they don't make like 10 to 12 movies on their own right now, anyways.
Yeah.
Like next week, like this coming week, like this week, since this is being posted on Tuesday, Paw Patrol is their new movie, and
Right.
then the next thing they have next after that is Street Fighter, and I think that's it for the rest of the year. That's it. Like what
I did
we're
see
gonna
the
take.
I have seen the trailer for Street Fighter. I think I saw it before Brand New Day. Um
Mhm.
and I mean it looks like a movie.
It
It
looks
doesn't.
fun. The characters look like the ones from the video game. It looks like a lot of fun. The fighting looks sick. So aesthetically, it looks promising. So we'll see how Street Fighter turns out. But like
Yeah, I guess.
Paramount has nothing. Paramount has had like nothing all year. Their biggest hit is Scream 7, and that's considered the worst in the franchise. So I like they don't have
Yeah,
anything. Where the value? Scary Movie 6? Also a success financially. Horrible movie. Horribly reviewed. God, that movie sucks. And now
it
they
made a
only
lot
have
of
like,
money though, didn't it?
yeah, it made money, which I always expected was going to, but yikes, that movie sucked. And now they have Paw Patrol 3 and then Street Fighter, and that's basically it for the rest of the year for Paramount. And this is the
Right.
studio. This is the studio that said we're gonna release 30 theatrical films a year when after we get Warner Brothers. No, you're not. Don't lie to us. Don't lie to us point blank. You're not gonna have money to do that. Too many big budgets are gonna be required, and you're not gonna be able to afford to pay any of them. And that's forgetting the fact that we've seen with Disney owning Fox. How many movies does Fox stuff? How many movies does Fox release? Barely any
I
across
don't know.
all their labels. They barely release movies. I think combined last year they released a total of 16 to 18, and most of that was Disney.
Yeah,
This merger needs to be stopped, and I hope that the lawsuit rules in favor of the states. And if it does, then the deal may be blocked. And if it's blocked, I'll be happy. And then Paramount has to pay Warner Brothers $7 billion and move on. But we'll
damn.
see.
Big
We'll
chunk of
see.
change.
But that is everything update merger wise, and a lot of updates actually came out this week, including some casting news for a little
Yeah, buddy.
X-Men named Cyclops. And the choice they got, not bad actually. They got Kit Connors, who you may have seen in Warfare.
Yep.
He's more famously known for
Wait, hold.
Heartstopper, the Netflix show.
Yep.
Um, I see the vision. I see the vision,
Yeah, I
and
do too. I
I'm
think
really interested to see what he can do.
wait, hold on. I have to. I remember when he was first cast. I looked up like height, weight, stuff like that. Let me see. Okay, so he's 6 foot ish, 160-ish pounds. Yeah, yeah, and I think it's good.
Yeah, this is a very good. This is a good choice.
I
I know
think it's
some
a I
people.
think it's a good I think it's a good choice. I think the biggest thing about the casting is obviously we there it's hard to talk too broadly about this until we have like majority of the big names casted or majority of the big character and majority of the big characters casted, excuse me. I believe that they've already said, I could be wrong, but I believe that they've already said that they are planning on doing like the original six, right? Are they planning on doing the original team? So we've
Well,
got
there's a rumored cast. So we have Cyclops cast. We have
well,
Jean
no, because they're
Grey,
doing Storm, so they wouldn't be
and
doing the original.
we have Emma Frost. There's a rumor casting for Storm. We got a rumor casting for Beast and Charles Melton. The Storm rumor casting is Jamie Lawson, who people may have seen in Sinners.
That's who
Um,
I want as of now, at
the
least.
the rumored casting for Rogue is Kaylee Spaney, who most people will have seen from Alien Romulus, Priscilla, and Wake Up Dead Man. Um,
Not the best option, but I like it. I like it. I would, yeah. Not like
then
not like not like a that's not a perfect road casting. Like but it's good
and then Adam Driver
for
allegedly
Mr. Sinister. Yeah.
is in talks for Sebastian Shaw, not Mr. Sinister.
Okay, well I don't like that.
We'll see how that. We'll see if that's true. We'll find out.
Adam Driver for Sebastian Shaw?
Yes, that's apparently the
Yikes. Okay.
new rumor
He'd
hit
be
the
a
timeline.
he'd probably be a way better Mr. Sinister, but okay.
And the rumored Professor X, because Professor X, yeah, Professor X, Mr. Charles Xavier himself, because he has been cast.
Yep.
He has been cast. The
Wait,
rumor is
what?
between two people.
Wait. Professor X has been cast, they just haven't announced it?
Correct. I think they're
Oh,
saving that for
so
D23 later on this week.
okay, so D23, when is that? The 14th?
The
It's this
14th,
Friday or something?
yep,
Or
Friday is when we will get all the announcements, and they
so
will
do
more
you
likely have
so
all the X-Men cast on stage.
is it confirmed that like the entire X-Men cast, like we will get the entire X-Men cast at D23?
No, we may not get the entire cast, but we're going to get at least the confirmed ones, and we're probably going to get some the unannounced ones as well.
Well,
The
no, I'm
whole
saying
cast, I don't know.
when I say the entire cast, I mean like the entire X-Men team. I'm not talking about like the
Maybe,
entire cast for the movie.
maybe we'll see. I don't know what they've got up their sleeve, but
Okay.
there's two people being rumored to be Professor X. One is Christopher Abbott, who you may have seen in Wolfman. Yeah, that's the
Okay,
first
yeah.
project
So
that comes to mind.
we talked through this. I have to keep reminding myself who these people are.
And then the other name, uh,
Oh yeah,
it's rumored.
this is the one that I absolutely hated. Yeah, that would be awful.
And then the other,
This dude as Professor X would be actually one of the worst castings I've seen in my life.
and then the other rumored casting is Bill Skarsgård.
Also not amazing, but would be way better than Christopher Abbott. Like way better.
Again, we'll see. We'll see if it's true or not. Maybe on Friday. But until then, Cyclops, baby, Kit Connor, and
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously it raises the whole point that everyone was already kind of saying, which is how many what is the, like everyone's kind of asking the question, how many X-Men is the MCU going to do? Are they going to do two different classes? Um, they kind of, I mean, one of two things is going to happen. Well, one of three things is going to happen. Either they're going to do two different classes, right? Because they have,
mm-hmm.
they cast Samara Weaving
Emma Frost.
as Emma Frost. She's like 10 to 15 years older than some of these other people that they've cast so far.
Mm-hmm.
So are they doing two different generations? Are they doing just one generation and they're just kind of saying who gives a shit what their age is as long as they look the part? Or or is this a cast? Are some of these people that that they are casting specifically just for like Doomsday and Secret Wars, and then their character's gonna be recast again post Secret Wars? Like, is Samara Weaving, because Samara Weaving being 10 to 15 years older than Kit Connor, Sadie Sink, and probably a lot of the other people that they're gonna cast, is she gonna be somebody who is just playing? Is she just playing that role for, like, is she going to be in Secret Wars and she's going to be the role for that and then they're going to recast her again post? Probably not. They're not
No,
just going to.
she's cast for the X-Men movie.
Okay. Okay.
We'll know more on Friday when they actually turn around and announce it, bring the cast out,
Yeah.
explain it a little bit. But right now, all we can do is just wait. All we can do is just
Yeah.
wait, get these casting announcements, and hope for the best. That's all you can do.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, these casting, these characters are so important. They are going to be the future of the MCU. They are not going to be outshined by anybody else. The X-Men, if their first movie is good enough, which I'm assuming, I mean, we have some shitty X-Men movies. Like like this X-Men movie, if it's if it's well received, like they will get the main focus. The Marvel, Kevin Feige is going to shift his focus. He's going to put more focus into X-Men than he's going to be into Fantastic Four, probably. Who knows if we're even going to get a sequel to the Fantastic Four movie? I hope we do, even though I, on first watch, didn't really like it at all. I think there are some positive parts about that movie, but I just overall kind of really disliked a lot of it outside of pretty much outside of the set pieces and the costumes. Pretty much everything else I disliked. I think the casting of the Fantastic Four was literally shitty across the board. I think all four members of the Fantastic Four were terribly cast, other than Ben Grimm. I think Eben Moss Baccarat, I think, is a good Ben Grimm. The other three are not good. Pedro Pascal as Pedro Pascal. The woman that plays Sue Storm. I forgot the
Vanessa
actress's
Kirby.
name. Vanessa Kirby. Not saying that these are bad. I'm not saying that these are bad actors. I'm saying that they are bad in the roles of these characters. And bad. And I remember when I was I'm getting on a massive tangent about Fantastic Four, and I'll stop talking about them and shift our focus back to X-Men. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. Really, the only big takeaway from right now in terms of casting rumors and whatnot is I have no idea who Christopher Abbott is. I'm sure he's a good actor. He does not look the part even remotely for Professor X. So probably would be a pretty bad casting for Professor X. Just going based off looks. Not saying he's a bad actor. I have no clue who this dude is.
I don't care about any of this. Because I only like 2 to 3 X-Men characters, and neither of the 2 that I love are going to be in this because they have to get this team started before they come in. So until they're here, unless Magneto is some kind of tease, I don't care about this one as much. But I'm still interested.
Here's the thing.
Interested, but again, we'll wait and see.
You and I off pod have had some extensive X-Men conversations recently, and the big thing that clearly we're both worried about is Magneto. I'm not saying should be. I'm not saying it would be a good idea. No, he 100% needs to be in the first X-Men movie. The first X-Men movie, the first class, right? Obviously, they're going to title it First Class, but X-Men, this will be basically X-Men First Class if they do it properly, if they do it how they're supposed to. And if this movie does not have Magneto in somewhat big role and being a not gonna say good guy, but being a ally to the X-Men, it will be a fail from the jump. Everything about Magneto is we won't go too big into Magneto, but Magneto needs there's a lot of things about the Magneto character. There's a lot of different things about Magneto that they need to nail, or else the X-Men are basically fucked. They need to cast him well. They need to cast him well. They need to write him well. They need his character to be a specific person, right? He needs to be Jewish. He needs to be yada yada yada. He needs to be a Holocaust survivor. Yada yada yada.
I haven't told you this, but there's a rumor hitting the internet that made me question things. So, Bill Skarsgård, as I just mentioned, is rumored to be Professor X.
Right.
Bill Skarsgård has a brother named Alexander Skarsgård.
Yeah.
Who is one of the names that has popped up for a potential Magneto.
That would be cool. I think that'd be cool.
Literally because they're brothers.
I think that'd be cool. Do I think that they both are perfect castings? No. But I think it'd be cool.
We'll see.
If they the more important thing with a lot of these other characters, the look of the character is very important. I feel like for some reason, I don't know why I feel this way, but I feel like Magneto is the one that's a little less important in terms of like physical look. The thing that's important, there's a lot of other things about Magneto that are more important to nail than how he looks. Like, well, I already talked about it, but like
Mhm.
he needs to be a Holocaust. He needs to be Jewish. He needs to be a Holocaust survivor, and he needs to be written a certain way. And he needs to start off as a protagonist, not an antagonist. He needs to start when they first introduce the X-Men, the new class of X-Men, right? The new casting. He needs to be a part of the X-Men team. He doesn't need to be a part of their team, but he needs to be like he he should not be introduced as a villain, right? Is what I'm trying to say. And it should take a little while before he is like a villainous character, right?
Yep. So we'll see. We'll find out what.
All of those things are, in my opinion, very, very important. Some of the most important things that they're going to do with the X-Men, majority of it is Magneto related, and they're going to fumble it. It's going to be bad, and then it's going to make basically the entire MCU iteration of X-Men bad because they're not going to make him a Holocaust survivor, and they're going to make him. I mean, there's like a 50% chance that they don't even make him that they're going to make him uh, not even someone that would be. They're gonna mess it up, and it's gonna be bad, and then I'm gonna hate it like half of the other X-Men movies, and it's fine. Whatever. We'll zoom past it. So far, though, so far we're positive. Sadie Sink, Kit Connor, Samara Weaving, we're two big thumbs up so far. I still have zero faith that they're gonna do this well, but if there's even 1 ounce of faith to be had about this, is how big of a fan of X-Men Kevin Feige is. Hopefully that will mean enough for this to be a good iteration of X-Men. It'll probably be better than a lot of the other X-Men movies. It'll probably be better than the first X-Men movie and the third X-Men movie and the sixth and the seventh and the everything. It'll be probably better than half of the X-Men movies because half the X-Men movies are bad, but more, maybe more than half the X-Men movies are bad. But I'm still nervous that the MCU's iteration is going to be any good either because it's aside from the passion that Kevin Feige has, that's the only thing that like keeps me feeling positive about it.
Well, I think that's good X-Men talk. Now, before we continue on with the incredible success of Spider-Man and the Odyssey, before we go into our Spider-Man conversation, and before we rank the Spider-Man films, there has been an insane amount of news this week, film-wise, that I figure I just rapid fire some of the stuff, get through it, so people are aware of it. If you have like one or two things you want to say about it, let me know after I say what it is. Feel free to do so. If not, just say pass and I'll keep going. All right.
Okay.
All right. So first off, speaking of For a New Day, Destin Daniel Cretton, director. His next movie is a live-action Naruto film, and it will
Yes.
begin
Yep.
filming in the first half of next year.
Cool.
That's that.
Thumbs
Next,
up. I'm sure it'll be good. He seems like a pretty damn talented director, and even outside of Spider-Man, he did that short term 12 movie, which I haven't seen, but it's got pretty high ratings. I'm sure he seems like a damn good director.
all right. Next up, the Labubu craze continues as the live-action Labubu movie will focus on the backstory of where the creatures come from. Apparently, they're rooted in Nordic mythology. So there's that.
Pass. I literally don't even know what that is. Pass. Never don't what the hell is that Lababu? I don't know.
Um, Michael 2 is planned to release late next year or early 2028. The sequel to the billion-dollar smash hit, Michael, and they are targeting to begin production or filming later this year or early next year. We'll see. So
That's
Michael
all I gotta
Jackson
say.
coming
I haven't
again.
seen the first one. I love Michael Jackson, but I don't care about biopics. I love to complete unknown, but I haven't seen Michael yet.
All right. Ready Player 2 is being written by the guy who wrote the Avengers. And that is the only update I have for that.
That's a good thing.
Yep.
I haven't seen Ready Player One, but the first Avengers movie is written very well.
Grown Ups 3 has begun filming. And I don't know why we're getting a third one, but we're getting a third one. And everyone's back. Adam Sandler, Rob Schneider, David Spade, Kevin James, Salma Hayek. They're all back. So, Grown Ups 3, filming now, releasing next year, I'm assuming, on Netflix. Two more.
I literally couldn't care any less.
Neither could I. Two more. First, a while back, unfortunately, we lost Sam Neill. He unfortunately passed away, and it was known that he had a few roles left that he had already shot. But what
Right.
seemed
And
like
we
his
thought that
last
is,
one was going to be
yep.
Godzilla X Kong Supernova, which would have been both hilarious but also peak to end on such an incredible high note. But it is not Godzilla X Kong Supernova. It is the live action Legend of Zelda movie, is when we will see Sam Neill on screen in a theater for the last time in a new role.
Sounds like it's gonna. I mean, it's got a better chance of being a good movie than Supernova? So
Well, well, yeah, Nintendo's very protective of their brands, so they're gonna do everything they can to make sure it feels like Zelda and like you're on a Zelda adventure and not ruin it.
we'll see.
Nintendo is very protective of their stuff. Trust me, they will have their hands all over that.
Ross. Okay,
And then
don't care
last but
still.
not least, Jurassic. Speaking of Sam Neill, Jurassic movies continue to exist because they make money. Jurassic World Rebirth last year made over $900 million. I'm pretty sure, and we're getting another one, which is a sequel to Rebirth that came out last year. Filming is expected to start, I think, next year, but it's not going to be with Gareth Edwards. He dropped out due to creative differences on Jurassic World Rebirth 2.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean,
New
I didn't know they
director.
had. I didn't know they had creative ideas in general. I thought they kind of were just like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, obviously these movies make money. I don't know why people continue to go when it's literally been over 30 years since the last good one, which was the only good one, which is the first one. Um, Even the other one that is directed by the guy that did the first one, The Lost World, is not a good movie. So
No.
like even Steven Spielberg could not make a sequel to this movie. I don't know why all these other people that are a lot worse than Steven Spielberg said, you know what, Steven Spielberg couldn't do it, but I think, you know what I think could do it? Gareth Edwards.
Well,
Come on.
well,
Come on. Come on.
dinosaurs
Stop
equal
making
money.
dinosaur movies. Yes.
Dinosaurs equal money. That's just what it is. And I just want to point out, Mahershala Ali will have been in 2 Jurassic World movies and still not have
Shut
been able
up.
to be
Shut
Blake.
up. Shut 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 up.
And that is the news roundup right there. A lot of information out. Oh, it's not movie related, but it will be on Netflix. So I figure since it is a topic, GTA 6 will be the biggest game of our lives. We'll have a special look on the 27th on Netflix. So at 3 p.m. If you care about it, there you go. Otherwise, we're just going to breeze right through that because mostly movies. So let's get into money because holy crap, box office is so healthy.
Yep.
First of all, congratulations to Christopher Nolan. The Odyssey is his highest grossing film, not adjusted for inflation. At $1.1 billion so far. IMAX showing still sold out for weeks ahead. This movie's gonna be playing all the way through September.
Should have been this
September.
movie, but that's okay. Should have been this
No,
movie.
no, it shouldn't have. But and Spider-Man, Brand New Day, has passed over $1.4 billion.
Yeah,
As
I
it
was I saw something today that apparently new projections for Brand New Day is that it can make up to 2.7. So, what? Huh? Like
yes,
what?
yes,
Like
it
what?
has a chance.
Like it's gonna be like maybe there's a chance that two of the three highest grossing movies of all time are
Um,
Spider-Man movies? Are the last two Spider-Man movies?
yes, there's a
That's
chance two of the
crazy.
top 10 highest grossing films are Spider-Man. There's a
No,
chance
to the
that
top three.
no, Spider-Man No Way Home's not in the
2.7
top
wouldn't.
three. Endgame's not a Spider-Man movie.
Oh, my bad. I was thinking. Why did
No
I
Way
think
Home
that
made
No Way Home
1.9.
was like number
No,
three
no Way Home
or
made
number two?
1.9.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah,
Avatar.
Spider-Man, third biggest second weekend of all time,
Woohoo!
$145 million. This
Guess what
has no
happens when you
signs of
make a good
stopping.
Spider-Man movie?
You make
I mean, No Way
money.
Home. I mean, No Way Home
And
made a lot of money
keep
too.
in
But
mind, hold on, keep in mind, these are Sunday estimates. It has a chance of going higher than that, and all it has to do is make over 4 million more, and it will beat The
that's
Force
crazy,
Awakens.
actually. That's
Yeah,
actually kind of
it needs to
nuts.
make 4 to 5 million more than its projection, and it will be the biggest second weekend.
I mean, it's.
Uh,
it's a better movie than Force Awakens, but the fact that it's gonna make more money is kind of crazy.
yeah,
Or the
and
fact that it
then
might make more money is kind of
just to put
crazy.
that in perspective, Toy Story 5 made 159 million in its opening weekend.
Yep.
So Spider-Man is just destroying the box office. Up to
Yeah.
1.67 billion after 2 weeks. This thing has a shot at being
Yeah.
over $2.5 billion.
Yeah. That's
and
crazy.
and it has a shot to be the first. We'll see how the legs are, but it could be the first movie in North America in the domestic box office to cross a billion. The record currently is held by The Force Awakens at 932. No,
Damn.
Brand New Day has a
The
shot
highest domestic grossing movie of all time is Force Awakens.
at 932. Yes,
That's crazy.
right here. Right here. Force Awakens currently the highest grossing release in domestic box office history with 936.6 million. I'm off by a little bit. But yeah. Brand New Day has a chance
Damn.
to cross it, and depending on its legs, it could be the first $1 billion domestic film.
Yeah.
Which would be
I think it.
insane.
I think it'll probably hit it. It probably
I,
will.
I hope it does. And then with the Odyssey, look at this dude. Fourth weekend, only dropping 38%, and it's over a billion 1.1 billion worldwide. Christopher Nolan's
Yeah, that's
highest
nuts.
grossing film, bro.
His highest
Holy
grossing film,
crap.
and it's been what, like 3 weeks?
It's been 4 weeks.
Oh, okay, okay.
Holy crap, dude. And it's going to keep on going. It's just going to keep on going. And
Damn.
yeah, it hasn't even opened in China yet where it's getting all the screens. Like all of them. They're doing like a huge rollout for Nolan.
Yeah,
So,
and I think they're 70 millimeter screens I think are still sold out for like the next month plus.
yep.
So
So IMAX 70
pretty
millimeter screens
crazy.
were so in demand here in America, they extended the duration they're here until September 16th, which is
Yeah.
nuts. And then in Britain, they have one IMAX 70 millimeter screen at the BFI, the British Film Institute. When they announced new show times, over 30,000 plus people were in the queue immediately. to get tickets. That's insane. That's
Yeah.
insane. But yeah, and then
Tom
unfortunately,
Holland,
those are the only.
Tom
Those are the
Holland,
only
he's
two.
just like he's a juggernaut of the box office. No person in history has ever done it like him.
No,
He's right up there with James Cameron.
no.
Every movie
Unfortunately,
he's in, every movie that he's in, it's just like bam, $1 billion. Spider-Man, bam. Odyssey, bam. It's like imagine if Tom Holland wasn't in this movie. Imagine if he wasn't in the Odyssey, Nolan would be like scraping the bottom of the barrel, probably barely cracking. Like he'd probably be, like he'd be down there with like minions and monsters. He needed Tom Holland to save him. He needed Robert Pattinson, and then he needed Tom Holland.
I will not accept minion slander in this chat. Anywho, um, as for the rest of the weekend, it was not so pretty. Headline wise, the new rom com, One Night Only, which is basically The Purge but for sex, opened to 5.7 million this weekend. That's not good. That's bad, and it's actually a
Yeah, because
fun little movie.
listen, the movie, like, yeah,
I
it
saw the.
looks pretty. It looks kind of like
Have you
it looks
seen?
like it's like a movie that will be entertaining, but like kind
It
of
is.
garbage.
It's very entertaining. It's a lot of fun. It's
But is
funny.
it garbage? Is the
No,
question.
it's not garbage. That's what's even better. But anyway,
I feel like there's a high chance of it being garbage, but it's okay. Hey, I'll still see it.
there's a
What's her
third.
name is enjoyable to watch,
Did you know
and
there's a
Callum
third Super
Turner.
Troopers? There's a third
Yeah,
Super Troopers movie, and it opened to 4 million because nobody cares.
shocker.
And then I'm just gonna turn around and give me a moment. So there's a film out by Eli Roth called The Ice Cream Man. I just want to say, um, if you Eli Roth, um, get your AI horrible horror movie out of here. Did you know Eli Roth? Turn around and how do I minimize myself here? To turn around and turn around and be the whiny little baby he is. He said that we don't need people like Curry Barker with him making Obsession or Kane Parsons with him making Backrooms. We don't need more people like them working in Hollywood. I said, are you kidding me? Obsession could hit 500 million worldwide, be the biggest original release this decade, and then Backrooms is a huge financial hit for A24. And Kay Parsons made that when he was 19 years old. Eli Roth is using AI in his movie, and he's like, "Oh no, we don't need these non-AI
Get
people
these
in here." Like,
beggars
yeah,
out of here.
exactly.
Sorry. Yeah.
Get these
Yeah.
AI
No, yeah.
deniers out of here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Fuck you, Eli Roth.
Eli Roth, shove it. All right,
Even
go.
when, even, before AI, you couldn't make good movies. Now AI comes and you're like, oh, maybe I'll be able to make a good movie. And then, like, it's still poorly received. So
I
it seems like Eli Roth is maybe just a little bit, uh, you know,
salty.
yeah, a little salty that
Yeah,
a 19-year-old can make a better movie than he can.
but like, I really liked his film Thanksgiving. I thought it was a fun slasher. I really loved it. Borderlands
I saw,
sucks balls.
I watched, oh, that's him? Yeah, dude.
Borderlands sucked,
Yeah, dude,
and then
yeah.
like I was gonna see
I
this
hope you
movie
never release,
even
I hope nobody ever allows you to release a movie ever again. How
like
about that?
I was gonna see Ice Cream Man.
And remove the microphones from him. Like, don't let him speak.
I was gonna
Just go live your life. We don't
I
need
was
you. Go away. We have 19-year-olds that are better at your job than you are. Go
I was
away.
gonna I was
Go in
gonna
your
see
little
Ice Cream
corner.
Man. I was gonna see Ice Cream Man in theaters. I told you as such, even with the horrible reviews, I was still gonna go see it.
Yep.
Just because. And then as soon as it was revealed they used AI, I said, "No, I'm not paying money for this. I'm not
Yeah.
seeing this in theaters. This isn't
Yeah.
getting a cent from me." So
Yeah.
yeah, open to 2 million. I think he spent more than that. Although the film looks so cheap, who knows? But yeah, Eli Roth. How about you get some artistic credibility back before you turn around and comment on people that have made
No,
better
don't
movies
do
than you in
that.
the last few years?
Don't try and get artistic credibility back. Just retire and stop being a part of the film industry. Just like go sit
That
in
too.
your house and like do some chat GBT research and try and you know, you
His
know,
best contribution is being in Inglorious Bastards. That's it.
yeah,
So there you go.
yeah.
But yeah, otherwise the box office is just normal. Other than that, and we've got some small films starting to make their limited releases, including Teenage Sex and Death at Camp Miasma, which my cousin is incredibly excited to see. She has watched every interview, she has watched numerous reels, she has watched the trailers 20,000 times. She will message me daily now and be like, "Hey, this is my daily message that I want to see Camp Miasma so goddamn bad." And I'll be like,
Yeah.
"Okay, cool. I'll start doing that for to you for Dune 3 sometime soon." But like she's incredibly excited for this movie, and I am too cuz I saw the TV Glow, same director. So we'll see how that turns out. It looks interesting. And then Tony, which is a biopic about Anthony Bourdain,
Yep.
takes place during one summer, has Dominic Sessa, who I
Dominic
love.
Sosa.
Yep, he should be
Yeah.
Oscar nominated for The Holdovers, but I'll argue that a different day. Directed by the guy who I believe did Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie.
Oh hell yeah. I love that
So
movie.
so those are now in limited release, and Tony I think goes wide next week, and Teenage Sex and Death at Camp Miasma goes live the week after. I won't be able to see it until I get back from Georgia, but I'm gonna see it immediately as soon as I get back, and I'm gonna have my cousin take me so she can see it for the 50th time. I can't wait. But we got
So
interesting films on the horizon, baby. I'm so excited.
so Teenage Sex and Death at Camp Miasma. Not a movie that I really know much about, but it's getting good reviews and didn't really know
Mm-hmm.
much about it. Check the cast. Eva Victor is in this movie. She directed Sorry Baby, which is
Mm-hmm.
a great movie. Um, so yeah, sweet, cool.
But yep, box office is
Love
healthy.
Eva Victor.
Box office is healthy. We've got a lot to look forward to. But now, the box office king. We didn't get a chance to talk about him last week because you hadn't seen
Spider
the
Man.
film.
Oh
It's
yeah,
time to talk Brand New Day. We're not going to
the
talk about it
Spider Man.
forever. We're not going to talk about it for too long. But we are going to talk a decent bit about it. And we're going to start non spoilery. And I
Okay.
want you to start. No spoilers. What did you think of Spider-Man: Brand New Day?
Um, I think that the MCU is no, I'm kidding. The MCU is not back, but but it is like clearly. I mean, it's. I think it's the best movie they've made since like before COVID. Like, I think it's the best movie they've made since like Infinity War. I think it's a great movie. I think that there have been movies that I think are close, right? I think Thunderbolts isn't much worse than Brand New Day. I don't think that um well, I guess Thunderbolts is actually really the only one. Those are their two good movies this decade. No, they've had other good movies, but Brand New Day is great. Um, I think that Destin Daniel Cretton was directed the shit out of this movie. I think it is the most visually interesting MCU movie that we've had maybe ever, um, or at least in a very long time. Probably one of, from what I've seen, one of the most talented stunt choreographers. I believe it is Destiny Cretton that does a lot of like the overseeing of like the stunt choreography and stuff in these movies, right? Like this and Shang-Chi, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Fantastic with that. Visually very interesting. Um, the suit is the best Spider-Man suit ever in live action. Um, it's the best Spider-Man suit we have ever gotten, and this is coming from you're about to say. I don't not to spoil too much about our Spider-Man rankings, but there's a certain suit that before this I think was clearly the number one. um, but this is great. I mean, I think that the villain. of the movie and the way that they do the villain of the movie, the main villain, is very good and very interesting. I like the way that they don't. How do I? This isn't really. I guess this isn't really. This is a minor spoiler, but not really a spoiler. They don't.
Save the spoiler talk for after me.
Okay, it's not really. It's not really a spoiler, but it's fine. Yeah. What else do I even say that is spoiler free? Um, uh, Chemistry between characters that we have seen before remains great. Um, there's I'm gonna pass it over to you. I don't have much more to say that's non-spoiler. I just want to talk spoilers. This movie's great. This movie's very good. It is it has a clear visual vision, a clear artistic vision, and it is very effective. The score is great. The acting is great. They spend there's a lot of people in this movie, but they do a very good job, I think, for the most part, of juggling all of the characters and different things that we have to do. Um, yeah, it's one of the most effective, like, uh, movies, that we've seen recently of like juggling a lot of characters, juggling a storyline that has a lot of different mouths to feed, per se, or so to speak. And yeah, I think it was very, very good.
Okay. I've seen this movie twice. Saw it twice in the
Mhm.
span of in the 2 to 3 days. They finally Tom Holland may be my new favorite Spider-Man. I'm not gonna lie to you. He does a remarkable job here. I think the emotional storyline they have with Peter is really well done. I think the multiple characters they actually manage to juggle. It doesn't feel overstuffed. Things have a nice flow to it. The action is just awesome. And we know they
Yes.
this isn't really I mean, we saw these on set photos and they used this during their marketing, so this isn't really a spoiler, but the tank through the streets, they shot on location and it looks amazing. Um
Yeah.
Zendaya, love her. She does really good work. Sadie Sink does good, although I
She's
have
actually Zendaya actually. I was just
and
gonna say Zendaya actually good in this movie. Finally.
I actually liked Ned for once in a Spider-Man movie. That's what this movie accomplished. I liked Ned. Finally.
Yeah.
John Bernthal's interactions
Yeah. When I was
as Punisher and Spider-Man's their chemistry, their tit for tat, some of the best interactions that the movie had, honestly.
yeah.
Um, but there's not much we can really say other than that it's really, 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 really good. Spider-Man fans rejoice. This is the most Spider-Man movie that the MCU has put out. This feels like the most like a Spider-Man movie. Um, and like cinematography wise, they get creative. I love it. Visually better than any of the other three. Um, yeah, this movie rules. This movie rules.
Any of
And
any of the other MCU movies outside of a few.
and
It's the first MCU movie that actually has like, that actually like looks like a movie for the most part.
and
Um,
now I have the spoiler thing up because we're now going to talk spoilers. Since we've got our non-spoiler thoughts out there, they're very brief. There's not much you can do. There actually is a decent chunk of stuff to spoil. And the first thing I want to congratulate Marvel is, holy crap, the Marvel like logo intro, they usually can get pretty creative. To have Peter Parker disappear amidst the Marvel logo as they're showing scenes from past movies, genius. Genius.
Oh, I didn't see that. I didn't even
I
notice
didn't
that.
notice it
Okay.
the first time. Yeah, it was so creative. And then
Yeah, that's cool.
and then you love for let's just get that. Sadie Sink is Jean Grey. This is commonly known. I mean, we've talked
Dude,
about it
when
earlier.
Toby and Andrew
Yeah.
came back, I was like, holy shit, dude, this is peak
Toby,
cinema, dude.
yeah.
When
And then
I was like, oh my god.
and then
When
he
Willem
realized he
Dafoe's
was
Green
watching the
Goblin came
wrong
back,
movie.
dude, oh my god.
But I mean, we already said this earlier, so it's not really a spoiler anymore. But like Sadie Sink is Jean Grey. They make that a big reveal. I think the
Yeah.
way they revealed it, I think if they didn't reveal it with the computer, and instead they revealed it when she's in the Department of Damage Control, when she says her name is Jean Grey over the walkie, that would have been a little more effective than just showing a computer screen with the name and
You
having
know what I just
Zendaya read it.
realized? You know
But
what I just
like,
realized? When we were doing our X-Men talk earlier,
yeah,
because
I
like
know
we're
we talked about it. Yeah, I know. Yep.
whoops, yeah, because we
Uh,
were like, because you were like spoiler, you were like, let's do a non-spoiler first, and then it took me all that time to realize, like, wait a second, we already spoiled
yeah, no,
it.
it's fine. But like, it's the worst kept secret Marvel has
Whoops,
had for the past couple of years. But
yeah.
like, I, you love the way she's handled. I don't.
I
I
okay,
think, I think having her nearly kill a man in the street by having him get hit by a car, all and the cruelty she shows Peter Parker at times. I just think that to introduce such a big X-Men character, and this is the introduction she gets where she's basically kind of evil without really getting to have a whole arc of not being evil. Um, I don't, I don't know, man. I just that rooftop
okay.
sequence
So
when they're
them doing that was actually really great, and if you want me to talk about it, I will. If you don't, I'm gonna go
well,
on a total X-Men tangent for a minute. If you and we've already talked about it,
hold on,
but
but like the rooftop, right? When Peter is swing
yep.
after Peter gets MJ, which by the way, I saw this on Twitter. I didn't realize this. You know it's not MJ when they're swinging to that building. Because when MJ swings with Peter after that whole sequence, she's panicky. She doesn't panic. She's not scared when he's swinging the first time. That's an indicator that it's not actually her. But that didn't click
I don't get
until
it.
someone pointed it out. Okay. When he goes to her apartment, right? It's like you're in danger. And he swings her
Okay.
across the city to that neon sign.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
MJ
Yep.
doesn't MJ doesn't get scared. She's not scared to be swinging with Spider-Man. Immediately
Oh, true.
after, yeah, immediately
Yeah,
after
yeah.
the
She's
whole
like,
Jean
yeah,
Grey
yeah.
interaction, everything, she's all scared because he's swinging her to Punisher's
You
hideout.
think that was purposeful?
I think so. I think so.
I mean, I,
I think it's
I
a
mean,
very. I
I
think
wanna.
if it's not purposeful, it's a
Yeah,
very good accident. But yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that
That
whole
either
that
way, I
whole
guess it's
scene,
good. Yeah.
and also Bear from Obsession. This is how it's done. Um, he like he kisses
This is
her.
how you. This is how you.
He kisses.
This is
This
how
is how
you
you. This is how you
sexually assault
go.
somebody
No,
properly. Is that what you're
no,
trying to
no,
say?
no, no. You turn around, and when you realize it's not the person that you love, you turn around and you let them know what happened, and you apologize for it. You fix
Oh,
it.
I thought you were.
Crazy
I thought you were
concept.
making a
No,
comparison.
crazy. No,
I thought you were
crazy
making a
concept.
comparison to
No, no,
Sadie
no, no, no,
Sink
no, no, no.
pretending to be MJ.
He
Oh, then this is how
finds
you.
out
This
that
is how
she
you do
doesn't remember. No, he
it.
finds out she doesn't remember a thing, lets her know what happened, and
Okay.
apologizes for it, and he feels bad.
Yeah.
Crazy concept. Anywho, yeah, no, but the whole VMAX thing just being event, I thought was pretty funny and clever because it's not like some
Yep.
super weapon cliche. It's the fact that she died in
Okay.
that room and it's the last thing she saw. I thought that um that I love Punisher's dynamic with Spider-Man. Those two are just so great together. We got
Yeah,
Savage
I'm excited.
Hulk.
I'm excited to see them in the future because they've already confirmed that not only is Punisher in Secret Wars, but rumors apparently are saying that he plays a big major role in Secret Wars, which is very funny. But like,
I doubt that.
because like, well,
But
okay, here's the thing. Here, okay,
let me tell
here's
you
the thing.
something.
Um, all right, let me tell you something, Joe. All right, if I want to preface John Bernthal as Punisher, he's great. I love him for what he is, for what they're going for in terms of Punisher is he does a good job. Is he, as a comic book fan, is John Bernthal's Punisher how I see the character? Not exactly, but for what they're going for, I think that he does a very good job. Um, if this was like comics Punisher, if this was like the Punisher that that we should know, I would be like, oh yeah, he's in Secret Wars. Like, yeah, he's about to fuck shit up. But like, but like the John Bernthal that we know, and like in the MCU that we know, what is he gonna do in Secret Wars? Like,
He's gonna
he's
tell
gonna
people
get
something.
killed, dude. He should
He's
be
gonna
able to like comics Punisher would do some damage, but like but anyway.
Anyway.
But what I wanted to piggyback off of you with, I totally agree. I think that John Bernthal and Tom Holland have great chemistry. I think that you can tell, like, I mean, if you like, I've seen clips of like interviews and whatnot. They seem like they have a very like good, very friendly, kind of like brotherly, big brother, little brother relationship, and that you can see that on screen. Like they're very good together. I think it's great. And John Bernthal, I do love as Punisher. He's not how I see the character, but he's very good. And in this movie, he is very good. I think that all the characters that the characters that they decide to put into this movie, I think are all like very similar characters, right? You get Hulk, you get Punisher, you get Jean Grey, and you get Peter Parker, right? All four of those people are very like tortured characters. They're very depressed characters. They're characters with like very sad backstories. They're very like depressed characters, and I think that putting them all together, I think they did a mostly good job at it. The Bruce Banner stuff, I think they could have leaned a little more heavily into in order to connect him to the rest of those other characters, and they could have made that a little bit better and bigger of a theme throughout all of their characters. They touch on it with Punisher and Punisher's backstory, and they do bring up his family and stuff in the movie. I think the only thing that they could have done a little bit better was let Bruce like have a scene or two with Mark Ruffalo, you know, um, showing his side of his backstory, and how he is like a very he Bruce Banner Hulk is that is a very like depressing, sad story. They could have leaned into that a little bit better. I feel like it's I mean, to say that the MCU has had a Hulk problem literally since the beginning is an understatement. I mean, like, obviously going back to the beginning of the MCU, like, that's not totally their fault. Part of that was apparently Edward Norton's fault. Apparently, Edward Norton was very hard to work with, and he was not a great casting choice for Bruce Banner anyway. I think that movie's a little underrated and a little bit better than people give it credit for, but they were kind of doomed from the start, and they had to go and get someone who's obviously not a very good actor, unfortunately, with Mark Ruffalo. Somebody who, in terms of acting, is a massive downgrade, massive downgrade from Edward Norton, even though neither of them are like, great casting choices for Bruce Banner, for Hulk. But, the good stuff that we get with Hulk in this movie is good. We do see Rage Hulk. Do we see him for more than 5 minutes? No. But it's a Spider-Man movie. It's not the end of the world that we don't see him for all that long. It just sucks that, Hulk is one of the biggest Marvel characters of all time. before the MCU, he was, outside of Spider-Man, maybe the biggest Marvel character in all of Marvel. And it just sucks that because of rights, we can't get solo Hulk movies, and he can't really be a bigger part of these movies, and we basically just have to watch shitty versions of him in Avengers movies, and then we have to watch shitty versions of him in Thor movies, and we have to watch, he has to just kind of be like, you know, side characters who are, a side character is always kind of like the butt of the joke and is never really like, a compelling character since 2008, since his first appearance that where I think he was a compelling character. I think he is a compelling character in the first Avengers movie. But ever since post 2012, Hulk has consistently sucked appearance after appearance after appearance after appearance. He has not had a good appearance. Mark Ruffalo has not had a good acting performance since 2012 as Hulk. And that's not just Mark Ruffalo's fault. That's just the writing of his character. The people writing his characters do a shitty job. And Mark Ruffalo obviously isn't that good of an actor either. So, those two things combined make for, I mean, it's just a crappy situation for Hulk. And I really wish that it's Universal that owns him, right? I wish Universal would just hand over the goddamn rights that we can get Hulk again, because it's been nearly 20 years since we even got like a pretty good version of one of the biggest characters. Whatever.
Speaking of Hulk, Savage Hulk is back, baby. Let's go. That transformation, bro. The fact that
it's good.
It's Jean Grey broke something in his brain. So all that work he did to make it so that he and Hulk were like a symbiotic relationship, that's gone. And now we get Savage Hulk, and bring Savage Hulk back. I know they're basically doing this to set up. I'm sure Hulk had spent a pretty big chunk in Secret Wars with all those like leaked concept art and everything. But dude, I'm just happy to have Savage Hulk back. I miss Savage Hulk. I miss the Hulk that terrifies the crap out of you because you don't want him out.
Yeah. Oh, and he does the thunderclap in the movie. That was cool to see.
He had all the pieces of the building trying to weigh him down, and he was just standing there menacingly.
Yeah, he's got some good moments in the movie. Savage Hulk isn't in it for long. We really only get like a few. What is it? Maybe like 5 minutes or so with like
Max.
The Punisher, Spider-Man. Yeah, it's like Punisher, Spider-Man, and Hulk. They're all in that building. It was a very good scene. It was very good.
But yeah,
I hope that we get more. I hope that we continue to, I hope that they continue to right their wrongs and we get more Savage Hulk in the future.
So props to Marvel for making a male loneliness movie in the midst of a male loneliness epidemic. I thought that was really good too. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about Spider-Man Brand New Day.
They just did that with Thunderbolts, but yeah.
No, male loneliness and then just depression in general are two very different things, my friend. Two different.
Yeah, but they do touch on that a bit in like Thunderbolts is a pretty it tackles a similar concept. It tackles a similar issue.
Yeah, they're like parallel concepts, but they're still two different things. I'm saying
and they're also the two best MCU movies since Infinity War. So like,
congratulations, Brand New Day. I love this movie so much. I'm so happy that we have I'm so happy that Tom Holland
big thumbs up. Great movie.
Gets to turn around and be a great Spider-Man. That's what I've wanted.
Yes, for the first time ever. Well, for the first time since for the first time since Homecoming.
I'm just glad
for the first time since Civil War.
The Iron Man suit killed me.
For the first time in a long time.
They wanted him to be Iron Man Jr., and I'm glad they finally turned around and got away from it, and they gave us a proper Spider-Man movie, even if they added a bunch of MCU stuff in it. Great job. Speaking of, hold on. Speaking. And
the suit. I can't glaze the suit enough. It's perfect. It's literally perfect. It is the best. It is clearly the best suit that we got. Everyone loves the TASM 2 suit. TASM 2 suit's great. I love the Toby suits. Toby suits are great. This is clearly, I don't care how much you love the TASM 2 suit, it is not better than the Brand New Day suit. It is not. The Brand New Day suit is so good. And if we get the symbiote, which we should for Secret Wars, we should get the symbiote for Secret Wars. If they do that well, which, if depending on how they make it look, it might look spectacular. It might look amazing. No pun intended. It might be like I'm so excited to see the
We'll see.
symbiote in the MCU. I hope
We'll see.
is it going to be like done well? Probably not. But is it going to look good? Like, is it going to visually look good? It probably. So like, I'm very excited for just like being able to see how it looks and see how they do the effects for it.
Yeah, but
It'll probably be good.
oh, one more thing I forgot to mention. I put the spoiler thing back up for this. Yelena Belova
Yelena
is
Belova.
in this movie, and she's good. I don't think she needed to be in the movie though. Not gonna be honest.
Well, I think she's great. I think she's
Because
great.
small potato, big potato stuff. What you have is small potato. What we have is big potato. And like, yeah,
I think that's
Void is
great.
big potato. She's
Well,
fine. I liked her in
I
the
think
movie. I love Florence Pugh.
yeah,
I mean, come on.
she's she's like the best addition since Endgame, like by far, like
Yeah,
by far. And
I'm aware.
unless you count the, unless you count like real Spider-Man, because this is like the first real Spider-Man we've gotten in a while. But yeah, I mean she's great.
But
She can be in most MCU movies because she is like the way that she has been used so far in phases 4 and 5 and 6. Are we on 6 now? I don't even know. But
I don't know.
post Endgame, like she is. They basically use her as like the Iron Man of these new phases. She's like the character that has shown up a ton. She's in Black Widow. She's in Hawkeye. She's in Thunderbolts. She's in this. Like she's going to continue to show up. She is one of the best actors in, that they have, like in terms of like consistently giving good performances, consistently being entertaining. She's giving comedic relief and she's like doing very good serious stuff. She's like like they're writing her character well. They're I think like I haven't seen a bad performance from her. And like as long as they continue to make her like a useful part of the universe and they continue to like have really good stuff with her, I don't care where she shows up. I think she was great in this. I think that, you know, she did what she had to do. She came in, she did it well, and that was it.
All right. Well, with the brand new day, that makes 11 Spider-Man films if you include the animated ones, of course. And since we have now hit
Yep.
11, I figure now is a good time to ranketh these Spider-Man films. Now, do you want to go first, or am I going first? Because I have a PowerPoint made for this.
You go first.
Okay, well
I
then
don't have a PowerPoint.
I'm waiting for my thing to upload. So kind of hoping
Okay.
you would go first.
I feel like, well, the only reason why I say you instead of me is because I feel like you have a. I feel like my list is gonna be less controversial than yours. That's why I think you should go first.
Okay, well while this is processing, I could tell you that
Aside from like
Spider-Man.
one movie that I probably am a little higher on than the average person, but
A little. A little.
but for the
Just
most
a
part, I
little
think
bit.
my list. I think the ratings. I think the ranking of my list is not that controversial. So yeah.
We'll see, but I'm waiting for the slideshow to turn on process. So while we wait, oh, there it is. Here we go. Add to stage. Yours truly. My Spider-Man ranking. All the Spider-Man movies. Looks different than I had it originally.
Did the Spider-Man come out to play?
Before the ranking. This isn't going to turn out how I want it to. Hold on. For the ranking, just want you to know this is just my opinion. Always subject to change, depending on how a rewatch is. If you don't agree with my stances, that's fine. Spider-Man's the GOAT, and I am including the animated Spider-Verse films. So let me get this bad boy up and running. All right,
Shazam!
these Spider-Man films. Is it transitioning well on your end?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Beautifully.
Yes. All right. All right. Here we go. Number 11. My least favorite Spider-Man film.
I already
One
know what it
probably
is, and
do.
I'm pissed.
One
I'm
probably
pissed.
due for a rewatch. The Amazing
Oh, it's not.
Spider-Man 2.
Oh, okay. It's not what I thought it was going to be.
Pros. The Peter and Gwen romance is perfect in this movie. It's the best part of this movie. This is arguably the best chemistry in a Spider-Man film, with now Tom Holland and Zendaya having theirs.
Well,
Um,
obviously.
yeah,
Well, it's
this is
by
like
far the best.
this is the best. I mean, Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield's chemistry may go unmatched. Um, Andrew Garfield, just in general, is such a criminally underappreciated Spider-Man. His performance in this movie is really good. The suit is sick. I love every Spider-Man, almost every Spider-Man suit. This is no exception. And I don't care what people say. I like Electro. Sue me. I like
I'm
Electro.
sorry.
I like Electro. I don't care.
Okay.
Cons. It's overstuffed to Kingdom Come. You have Electro, you have Green Goblin, you have Sinister Six teases, you have the Rhino, you have stuff with his parents, you have the entire romance arc. There's just too much going on in this one movie. Speaking of Green Goblin, he sucks. The performance sucks. The turn sucks. It all sucks. Why is he in this movie? Why did we waste this Green Goblin? Dane DeHaan, hopefully you fired your agent after this. Holy crap. And
Do
Rhino,
you think
bro,
that's
I love Paul Giamatti. Waste of a villain again. I
the
hate
Rhino? I
what a
am the
waste of the Rhino.
Rhino.
And I don't like when movies end on cliffhangers and we can never turn around and get they pro like most of the story is told. It's a solid shot on ending it. If they just had it go a little bit longer, I would have liked to have just like seen the Rhino get like beat in that god awful mecha suit. I never want to see that suit again. Jesus Christ. But number 11, Amazing Spider-Man 2. Again, probably due for a rewatch. But for
Having
now,
Electro in there as a pro is disgusting.
I like Electro. I think
I'm
his
sorry.
powers look
It's
sick, and I think
awful.
Jamie
It is
Foxx does the best that he can.
awful.
I like
No, he
Electro. I don't
doesn't.
care.
It's awful.
I like Electro. Sue
It's
me.
awful.
Number
It's
10.
disgusting.
Number
It's an
10.
abomination. Shadow Hulk.
Number 10. We have Spider-Man Far From
Oh,
Home.
okay. Dude, I like your list so far. I like it. I
Pros.
thought a movie was gonna show up that hasn't showed up yet, and I'm happy about it.
Pros. Mysterio is so awesome. I like
I
the way
love
they
you,
use.
Jake.
I like the
I
way.
love you, Jake.
Yep. Jake Gyllenhaal is amazing. I like the way they use illusion tech. I think Peter and MJ's chemistry in this movie is where you start seeing the better like formation of their relationship. I think that starts forming really well here. I think it's
Yeah.
actually somewhat funny. There are actually moments that made me laugh in this, which is rare for the Tom Holland Spider-Man films. And the mid-credit scene is one of the best the MCU has done post Endgame, with J.K. Simmons's J. Jonah Jameson and the
Yeah.
ramifications it would cause. I thought were great. However, cons. Stupid Iron Man tech. Edith, the glasses, everything evolved around it. I hate how they tried to make him Iron Man Jr. It does not fit here. Keep it away. Ned, I don't like Ned. I did not like Ned in these first three movies. So he's gonna be a con in every single one. I find him annoying. I thought having Nick Fury be a scroll, lame. I know they were setting up for Secret Invasion, still lame. I thought the plan to turn around and make Mysterio the greatest hero of all time, the second the drone, like, and him trying to change it midway through as his plan's falling apart, he was already weak. But like, I love the villain. He just needs a better plan, and also, it's not in New York. I like my Spider-Mans to feel local. I don't like the fact that he's in Europe, spanning countries. That's just me, though. So for 10, I have Far From Home. Number 9. Try to move a little
Don't do
faster
it.
here.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh
Sam
no.
Raimi's Spider-Man 3. Pros.
Okay. Everything.
The symbiote suit is sick. I will give it that. That suit looks amazing. I think that
Where am I?
meme and all, bro. Bully Maguire dance, dude. All right, Bully Maguire dance. Love it. That was a little cringy. That's funny. All
Shout
right,
out James Brown. Shout out
Sandman. I
Motherlode.
liked. I like the Sandman arc. I like the fact that he's not really. I like how he's. They gotta actually shot Uncle Ben, but he wants redemption and how Peter Parker's little journey with him goes. I I even I like Eddie Brock. But I'll get into a con later. I like Eddie Brock. I like his Venom. I like this Venom, even if there's an issue I have with this Venom. I think Eddie Brock, his hatred for Peter is really well realized. I loved it a lot. The subway fight with Sandman in the symbiote suit was great. But now we got to get into some cons. The first one is that this is also over.
Who was he to you? He was everything. He means everything to me.
This movie is stuffed
Or
again.
it means everything to me. Sorry.
We got Sandman, we got Green Goblin, we got Peter Parker, and more romance. This movie is trying to juggle 50 different things, and I don't think it does it well either. I think there are a lot of things that they probably could have cut. Harry Osborn in this movie sucks. I don't like him in this movie either. I think that when they turn around and make him Green Goblin is when he turns around and they haven't done it well, so it loses a lot of steam for me. So I don't want an MCU Harry Osborn
I know that
yet.
face. Sorry.
Gwen
I can quote
Stacy,
this
Mary
movie to
Jane,
oblivion. I love this movie so much.
Gwen Stacy, Mary Jane, and all the romance stuff kill me. Gwen Stacy was here for no reason. Mary Jane is this Mary Jane is the worst Peter Parker love interest. I just all the romance stuff kills me. And I felt Topher Grace, as much as I love Eddie Brock and Venom, I feel like Topher Grace was the wrong person to bring him to life.
No shit.
And I like
Fucking
Topher Grace,
awful.
just not in this. So for that,
Yeah.
Spider-Man 3, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3, and number 9.
The GOAT, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3.
And number 8, Spider-Man Homecoming, baby. We got pros. Michael Keaton is a big pro. The Vulture is one of the better villains for Spider-Man, and especially and for the MCU. The reveal that he's the girlfriend's dad was perfect. Perfect reveal. Loved it. I love the high school feels of it. It feels like where we should be with Peter Parker at this point in his life. Actually reminded me of my time in high school somewhat, and I like that. I like having that feeling. I love Marissa Tomei as Aunt May. I thought she did a really good job. And it's a solid start for Tom Holland. He doesn't turn around and make me wonder why they cast him. He actually does good here. I give him props. Especially in the more physical heavy moments, he nails it. But this feels more like Iron Man 3.5 than it does Spider-Man 1. I don't like the fact they really lean into the Iron Man Jr. style stuff with him. Ned is annoying again. I think this was a poor attempt at introducing a new love interest, despite the fact that I think it could have worked. I think they didn't execute it well. And
Agree.
that's it for Homecoming. Number 7. Spider-Man No Way Home. Pros. It hits all the right nostalgia veins, dude. Growing up with Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, going to Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, it hit all the right nostalgia feels. Willem Dafoe and Alfred Molina in this movie. It's like they never left. It's great. I'm very happy. Seeing Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield Spider-Man interact made me nerd out like crazy. Tom
You're,
Holland nails all the emotional beats,
yep, because
but
he's the best Spider-Man.
but it's poorly written. The plot falls apart the second you even start thinking about it, and I don't
Yep.
think that a lot of the character motivation is genuine. The VFX look terrible. This looks like green. This is green screen the movie, and I get they
Yep.
shot during COVID, but they literally could have tried to do better. But they tried to rush through this, and it shows the VFX sucked for most of it. Lord have
Yeah. It
mercy.
is one of the worst looking movies I've ever seen in my life. It's fucking terrible. It looks
Why?
it looks so unbelievably garbage.
Why was Lizard there? He did nothing. Why was Sandman
Yep.
there? He didn't do anything.
Yep.
And then let's ignore the fact that Electro didn't know who Peter Parker was, but all the villains were supposed to know that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. So we'll just ignore that. But like, why were these two here? They did nothing. It's awkward. There's a lot of awkward moments, and it feels awkward to watch if it's not with a giant enthusiastic crowd like he was opening weekend. Like the Andrew reveal, a lot of the fan moments in the theater with the crowd felt great to watch. Watching that at home, I felt incredible. It feels
Oh, like
incredibly awkward, bro.
pausing for all because you have to because
Yeah, you
the
pause for the
pauses. Yeah.
cheering. Yeah, it feels
Hey, you know what I
so
do? I'll just sit there and
awkward.
still cheer.
Venom was brought in for the mid-credit scene, and it was a giant waste of time. Doctor
That's
Strange
when
is a
he's got the
jobber.
Warriors jersey on, right? Is that when he's got the Warriors jersey on and he's in the bar, or is that a
He's in
different
the
one?
bar, yeah. He's in the bar.
Okay. Yeah.
And then Doctor Strange is a jobber. Doctor Strange would destroy Spider-Man in his sleep. I don't like the fact that they took Doctor Strange, one of the most powerful people in the MCU at this moment. Oh, at the moment this movie was out, and they made him a
Do you mean in the
jobber
context
for
of? Do you mean in the context of the MCU, or do you just mean like their characters in general?
in the context of the MCU, Doctor Strange
Okay.
is one of the
Sure.
most powerful.
Well, yeah, because Tom's Spider-Man prior to Brand New Day is like as good as he is, like as
He
good as
was
he
just
is
the
as being
Spider-Man.
Peter. He's a great Peter Parker, but like in like if these movies were made like well, Doctor Strange would get torn to shreds by a good Spider-Man. Like
But like
torn to shreds. Like
where
Tobey
Spider-Man
Maguire's
was,
Spider-Man would fuck him up. Like it's not even close. Like
but where this
anyway,
Spider-Man was when this movie was happening, Doctor Strange losing to him, like it was a jobber. He was a jobber. It's like what they did with Superman and Supergirl. They made them a jobber for the main character when they would
right? Yeah,
clearly beat the main
yeah. It's
character in the
terrible.
story.
It's terrible. He should not have been in the movie. The whole way that the movie was made was terrible. Everything about the writing was garbage.
Number 6, The Amazing Spider-Man. Pros.
You know what? I want to pause. I want to pause you really quick. Our rankings are not that different so far. They're not
Yeah,
that
well,
different. Like I've got a couple movies a little higher than you, but like the order is different, but all the movies are pretty much the same so far.
yeah, well, Amazing Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield, pro. Love this man. I think he was well cast for playing Spider-Man. I think he nails his performance well. The suit,
Andrew Garfield is a Andrew Garfield is a great actor, but he doesn't.
hold on,
I'll get it.
hold
I'll
on,
get it.
hold on. The suit, great. I love the suit still. Gwen Stacy, Emma
Yeah.
Stone, great. There's actual decent action in this one. I give him credit, and of course the cinematography and the final shot of the movie are sick. I think this is one of the one of the better shot ones post 2008. But despite how much I really like this movie, I can't tell you over half the stuff that happens in it. It's kind of forgettable. This movie's kind of just there. Um, and also Peter Parker feels too cool. He doesn't
That's
feel
what
like
I mean by the Andrew Garfield casting. He's
Andrew Garfield was a great casting choice. They just wrote Peter Parker as a cool nerd. That's not what he's supposed to
yeah,
be.
yeah. I mean, a lot of people would say that that's the fault of the casting. Andrew Garfield's just too hot to play Spider-Man kind of thing. He's too hot to play a nerd. He's not believable as a nerd. I
He's
don't think
believable
that
as a
that's
nerd.
like I don't think that's like totally true. I think it is a good casting, and you're right. It is mostly the fault of the writing, not the fault of anything that Andrew Garfield does.
Yep. But
Yeah,
yep. Lizard is kind
for
of
the most
mid
part.
or slash bad. His big plan sucks, and that's that. All right, top five. Number five, the new entry, Spider-Man: Brand New Day. We talked ad nauseum about it, so I'll rush through this. Pros: most Spider-Man feeling MCU Spider-Man film. Action is amazing. Tom Holland gives his best Spider-Man performance to date and his best Peter Parker performance to date. The Ned and MJ dynamics he has with them are great. Hulk, Punisher dynamic, all awesome. Cons: Jean Grey's actions. I don't like how she's executed in this movie all that well, especially when you're trying to introduce one of the good X-Men. And they take a lot of villains and they're barely used and kind of just tossed aside. It would like at least like one short fight with each of them instead it's just like a quick shot and they're gone. That's just me. But now we get to the top four. Number four, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, the one to kickstart it all. Pros: Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin is a top 10 villain casting easily, arguably top five. Um, Incredible work here.
You mean for what? Like in comic books?
Yeah, not
Okay.
of all time in terms of comic book movies. I argue top 10, maybe top five. The power learning
Yeah,
montage
yeah,
where he's
yeah, yeah,
figuring out
yeah,
his
yeah, yeah.
powers is sick. Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker, really well done. The suit looks amazing. The action is awesome. The score is iconic. J.K. Simmons as J.
Yep.
Jonah Jameson's too iconic to pass up to. That man fits that role so perfectly that he still owns it to this day is awesome.
Yep.
Also, shout out to Rosemary Harris as Aunt May. I thought she was
Oh
really
man,
good in this movie, really good in that role.
she's
Cons.
she's fantastic.
And there's
She's
only
amazing.
one con, but it's a big con. It's a con you're going to see again. MJ is not a good love interest. This version of Mary Jane sucks. She's not good, and I like Kirsten Dunst.
Every version we have in live action of
It's
MJ
not.
sucks.
It's not. This version's not good. It really hurts
Yeah.
the movie. Number three, Spider-Man 2, the best live-action Spider-Man film to date. Pros: Alfred Molina's Doc Ock is one of my top five villains in a comic book movie ever. A tragic villain too, and I think that he is incredibly well done here, incredibly well realized. I think the train sequence is insanely good. It still holds up all this time later. The hospital sequence felt like the classic Sam Raimi horror movies of the 80s and 90s. That was really well done too. I
I
like
love
that
you, Sam Raimi. I love you so much.
the classic losing their power storyline. I think is really well done here with Peter's existential crisis. I think they do that really well here. The bank fight is awesome, and you know what? For this movie, I like James Franco as Harry Osborn. I think Harry Osborn's actually good in this movie. I think they botch him in Spider-Man 3, but for this
Wait,
movie,
wait,
I
wait,
think
wait.
he's
Do you
good.
not like him in the first one?
I think he's fine in the first one. He's just more of a pro here, in my opinion. He's only okay in the first one, but they also barely used him in the first one, so he gets more time here.
He's in some of the most important.
But
Okay, fine.
but
What?
cons again, MJ
Oh,
is the
shut up. I'm
worst.
sorry.
MJ is the worst. So there you go. Number three, Spider-Man 2. But that leaves 2 movies left. And to take the number 2 spot, I give it to Across the
God.
Spider-Verse.
I'm sorry.
Of
Hold on. Give me a second.
jaw-dropping animation. The greatest animation I've ever seen in my life. Incredibly well done. Incredible action sequences. Some of the best action sequences I've seen in animation in a long time. It's a well-written screenplay, which is rare nowadays, especially for comic book movies. The Spot is an awesome villain and is very well executed, especially with the help of top-tier voice talents being on display, whether it's Jason Schwartzman as the Spot, Shamik Moore as Miles, Haley Steinfeld as Gwen Stacy, whether it's Oscar Isaac as Miguel, whether it's Jake Johnson, or any of the other cast members, Issa Rae. I think Andy Samberg is one of the voices. He does good work too. Everybody does a really good job here. But there's one con. I don't like
I already know you.
cliffhanger endings.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is the only problem I have with this movie. Otherwise, it would be like a major masterpiece. I don't like cliffhanger endings. Never have, never will.
I have a question.
Yes.
If it didn't have the cliffhanger ending, would you put it above Hint 2?
Probably yes.
Okay.
But like, so people start like the argument you can use against me there is like, well, Dune 1 had a cliffhanger ending, and I'd argue, well, Dune, we
Majority
knew.
of movies that are in a series have so many movies have a cliffhanger ending.
I argue a lot of movies don't have a cliffhanger ending, but like for example, Dune, they establish immediately within the movie that it's a part
Some of
one.
the most, I mean, some of the highest rated, most beloved films and franchises have them. Like the best Star Wars movies have them. The best Spider-Man movies have them. Like the best, so many the best Batman
But like,
movies
no, but
have them.
like for
Like
example,
the
you can
best,
argue like you
so
can
many
argue like for example, you can argue Dune has one, but then I'd argue Dune is part one of a story, so you got the first half of the story. Whereas here, they don't really establish that Across is the first half of these two. Across is meant to be its own story that you then start up.
No, it's not. It
Yes.
is so clearly a part one, and then Beyond is going to be the part two of the story. It is so clear that Across and Beyond are more of
I
a
think where
connecting
the
story
cliffhanger
than
ends,
Into and Across are.
and I think where the cliffhanger ends is also a problem for me. If it wasn't for that, this movie would be number one easily, but it's not. So here we are, which means number one goes to Into the Spider-Verse. For now, we'll see how Beyond goes. We'll see how our rewatch of Across goes. But right now, it's Into the Spider-Verse number one. Perfect animation, perfect character journey, perfect voice cast, perfect action, perfect everything. You know what cons there are? None. There's not one thing I dislike about this movie at all. It is remarkable that this is the type of movie we can get. This is the best Spider-Man movie beyond a shadow of a doubt in my eyes, both in terms of animation and live action. I can't wait to see how they crescendo it all with Beyond. But I don't think Beyond will turn around and beat this. So, Into the Spider-Verse. Number
Okay, real quick
one.
question. Quick question before I go to my ranking. Um, do you? Okay, just okay. Well, first off, if you're gonna go, when you go to my ranking, I typed out my ranking in our doc. Scroll to the bottom. Actually, wait. Actually, here. Let me do this. Ready? Let me do this. Before you go into the doc, let me do something. Okay, I made a third page
And what doc did you do this in?
in our episode rundown.
Okay.
Go scroll immediately before you share the screen. Scroll to
I
3,
am.
and then do the best you can to just kind of not reveal. Go from 11 up and try not to reveal. I guess you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Our lists aren't at least like the bottom half isn't like a ton different. The top half is kind of different, but yeah. Anyway,
All right. So
I have a
that was
question.
mine.
I have a question before I go to this one.
Mm-hmm.
You basically called into a perfect movie. Um, is it in you? Don't have to give specifics because we're probably going to do this in the future. But like, do you have it in your top five comic book movies of all time? Do you have it in your top three ish comic book movies of all time? Like, where roughly is it? Like, if you were to rank every superhero comic book movie you've ever seen, is it? It's definitely in your top 10. I would have to assume.
Maybe
Is
top
it in
five.
your maybe top five?
Maybe top five. Yeah.
You're calling it perfect, and you don't even know if it's in your top five combo. Okay, all right, all right, all
Well,
right, all
I
right. All
have
right.
to turn around and I have to go look at all the
Yeah,
comic
yeah,
book
no, no,
movies I
no, yeah,
have
yeah.
seen.
I didn't want you to give specifics, so
But
you
I
did good.
think it
Yeah.
may. I think it's top five, top three. Yeah, it would more likely be up there. Yeah, that movie, dude. That movie's perfect from frame one to end.
No, it's not. All right.
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right. My turn. All right. The bottom. All right. So at the bottom, I have
Yeah.
uh Tasman 2. Tasman 2, um like the thing is with Spider-Man movies is that like and it's a good thing. It's a good thing. There's a thing that there's a positive about Spider-Man as a franchise that a lot of other comic book characters, like my favorite comic book character, Batman, there's something that Batman there's something that Spider-Man has that Batman doesn't have, which is there are Batman like the if we did a Batman ranking, my bottom Batman movie would be like garbage, awful, terrible. There's maybe nothing good about it kind of thing. Every Spider-Man movie has like pretty high highs, but so like even Tasm 2 has like some very high highs. I was saying that the brand new day suit is, in my opinion, the best live action Spider-Man suit that we have. Number two is his suit in this movie. This his suit in this movie is almost perfect. Like it is almost as good as it gets, right? I thought it was as good as it could get until I saw Brand New Day. Um, Chemistry between Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone is obviously great. It was great in the first one. It's great in this one. Obviously, like they had their real life relationship. Whatever, they clearly have get very great chemistry. Um, Andrew Garfield's as Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man, fantastic. Like his quips and his jokes and like when he's like this isn't the first one, but like when he's you know uh spraying the guys up against the wall, and he's like pretending to sneeze, and he's like shooting, and he quips, and he is so good in the costume. The cinematography in this movie of like the slow motion of him of with the electro scene looks fantastic, right? When he's going around Times Square, and he's like doing and he's like jumping around, and he's like dodging cars, and he's like cop cars, and like the peaks of this movie are so damn good. But the lows of this movie are absolutely atrocious. I completely disagree with you saying that Electro is a positive in any way. Um, Jamie Foxx is a good actor. I like Jamie Foxx, but there is nothing about Electro that is even slightly positive. There is nothing about Green Goblin that is even slightly positive. There is nothing about Rhino that is even slightly positive. All the villains in this movie are all of them are the worst villains that we've had in a Spider-Man movie. All of them are some of the worst villains that we've had in a comic book movie. The worst parts about TASM 2 are absolutely fucking atrocious. The villains are excruciatingly terrible across the board. They literally could not done any of those three characters worse. The Electro is downright garbage. The Green Goblin is downright garbage. the Rhino downright garbage. Like absolutely excruciatingly awful, garbage, terrible, absolutely, absolutely. Like I can't even express how terrible they are. All three of them. Um, but the highs are super high. You know, um the scene with when he's in his bedroom with Aunt May, with Sally Field's Aunt May, and she's like, "You're my boy," and like that's that's a great scene. The graduation scene speech with Gwen Stacy is with Gwen Stacy is great. Um, there are some very good parts about this movie, but the beginning, the plane, the plane sequence, garbage. The fucking everything about the parent thing, garbage. The, completely missed the point about Spider-Man. The whole point about Spider-Man is that his parents are Aunt May and Uncle Ben. Like, why are we even making his parents? Why are we even talking about his parents? They don't like they are not a factor when it comes to Peter Parker. Like his parents are his aunt and uncle. That should always be how they're treated. They should be the number one. They should be the main focus always. Why are we taking entire clumps of time in a movie like to have these big parts talking about, you know, his parents are scientists and they're doing this and they're working with, oh, actually your father worked with this is the first one, but like your father worked with the lizard and worked with, it's like, oh, it's so fucking terrible. Anyway, we can move on. TASM 2, very, very high highs, but way more excruciatingly low lows. It is a bad movie. Anybody who tries to say that the highs of the movie make it actually a good movie, you're wrong. There are way more negatives than positives. Way more. My number 10 is Far From Home. Far From Home is basically, it's kind of like the inverse of TASM 2, where all of like the stuff that is very, very good about TASM 2 are like the lows about Far From Home. Suits, bad. Like, villain, good. Looks, bad. Why are we in Europe? It's just like, it just doesn't, it is probably the Spider-Man movie that feels the least like a Spider-Man movie. It is like actually probably by far the Spider-Man movie that feels the least Spider-Man. It feels the least Peter Parker. It feels the least Spider-Man. Um, uh, some of the stuff that you were saying about the pros of this movie, I think are bigger pros in Homecoming and Civil War as opposed to pros in this movie. I don't really think there are a whole lot of like. Far From Home is kind of the movie where like it doesn't really have any pros outside of like Tom Holland is like pretty good in this movie, but this is probably his worst performance as Spider-Man and as Peter Parker. Um, the and then Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio is is good, is great for the most part. Um, but like it's just kind of like it just feels the least Spider-Man. It feels the least like a Spider-Man movie. It doesn't look very good at all. It looks extremely bland. Um, we've talked about the Iron Boy Jr. stuff to death, and it's the whole reason why this entire trilogy, this entire first trilogy for Tom is very flawed. But um, yeah, it's kind of just like the least impressive Spider-Man movie in any way. You know, like it doesn't have really any of the lows that a movie like TASM 2 has, or even some movies that I put above it might have like um there are movies above it that maybe like there are worse parts about it than Far From Home, but Far From Home is just like the most like why does this even exist kind of movie. Like there's really nothing about it that is that special that um is a big enough reason for this movie to even exist in the first place. Like there's just nothing special about it. It's just the most like it's not even a Spider-Man movie. It's just like an MCU. Let's find a way to connect all the dots in the MCU. It's just like a stepping stone MCU movie, and it's not good. Number 9 is TASM 1. TASM 1, similar to Far From Home in the sense that there's nothing in TASM 1 that hits anywhere near the lows of TASM 2, but it's just another Spider-Man movie where it's like, yeah, like it's kind of just there. Doesn't really do anything remarkable. It looks way too like dull, right? Where TASM 2, the colors are bright, and like there are very like good parts about TASM 2 where like the Spider-Man suit is bright, and the TASM 2 suit is way better than the TASM 1 suit. If you're gonna do the TASM 1 suit is garbage. If you're going to do like I like I like the Spider-Man movies that do like the homemade kind of like crappy suit, like like making a suit that looks kind of bad. The people that are like, we don't even need those. I disagree. I think it is good that we have those, but if you're gonna do like a homemade suit, I'd prefer you do a homemade suit like, the Civil War Homecoming Tom Holland suit, as opposed to this one, which is just like it looks too close to a suit. Like the look of the suit makes me like the look of the suit makes me think that I should take it more seriously than the other homemade suits. So like I take it more seriously. Like, oh, it looks a lot more like a Spider-Man suit than like the other homemade suits. But it looks so awful that it just like it makes me like I'm taking it seriously as a suit. So now I'm comparing it to the rest of the suits that are actually his main suits. And since it's the suit that he wears for the entirety of TASM 1, dude, it's just awful. It's just awful. TASM 1, the Lizard, pretty good. There are good parts about this movie that are like pretty good. This movie averages out to about like, it's like a 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10. It's just kind of similar to Far From Home, where it just kind of whatever. It's got a little bit higher highs than Far From Home, but for the most part, it's very bland, just like Far From Home. But at least it's in New York.
Okay.
Next, anyway, sorry, yeah. Next, my number 8. No Way Home. Yeah, No Way Home. No Way Home. I was. It's hard because I think from here on out is where from No Way Home on is where I start to talk mostly positive about these movies. I think the bottom 3 are like, okay, there's some clear problems with like the important parts about the movie. From here on out, is where like it starts to get more mostly positive. Um, Really the only big negative I have the same negatives with No Way Home as you do. There's 2 big things, and the big things are big. First of all, this movie isn't just gray, it's black. Like this movie, like you need like you can't watch this movie with lights on because you can't even see the thing. Like it looks terrible. Visually, it is absolutely awful. And then the writing is bad. Doctor Strange even being in this movie, like I get why they have to do it. I get that they have to find a way to get, everyone into the universe, and I get it, but all of it is just so bad. All it's so bad. Why Doctor Strange even trusts Spider-Man as much as he does and puts this trust into him, and then he's sitting there and he's changing the spells and he's allowing him to sit there and he's listening to him while he's doing all this. Everything is just so bad. Everything about everything, like all of the first like hour of the movie or so. Wait, I would have to remember like the sequencing of this movie, but everything with like Doctor Strange is bad. Everything with, you know, it's the highs of this movie that carry above the rest. If if Andrew Garfield didn't give as great of a if Andrew Garfield and um and Willem Dafoe specifically, those two, if those two didn't give as fantastic of performances as they give in this movie, I would probably have it lower on the list. You were talking about Alfred Molina. I really don't think Alfred Molina is like that special in this movie. I think he's like way worse than he is in Spider-Man 2. But yeah. Anyway, that's what I have to say about No Way Home. It's got Willem Dafoe came to play. He came back and actually seemed like you cared about being just as good as he was in Spider-Man 1, which is amazing. And I think it's heavily carried by Andrew Garfield being a great, finally like being the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man that we really wanted. And then Willem Dafoe comes back. It's like he didn't even. It's like it hasn't even been 20 years. You know what I mean? He just came back and he just right back to where we were with like him being just incredible as Green Goblin. So those are the highs of the movie. Everything else is kind of mid to bad, and they are like heavily carrying this movie to being slightly better than the ones below it. No Way Home, sorry. I love it. I love it because I love it. Just for the same reasons that everyone else loves it. But if I'm being critical and I'm looking at these movies, trying to rank them from which is actually a better movie than the other, it's kind of a bad movie. Sorry. Homecoming. Again, this is now from here on out. These are good movies. Like I'm not gonna have a whole lot of bad stuff to say about them. I like Homecoming. I think Homecoming is a good movie. Yes, the Iron Boy Jr. stuff is silly. Iron Man shouldn't even be in this movie at all. Vulture's great. Michael Keaton's great. Pretty much all the positives that you had to say about this movie, I agree. The scene when they're in the car and he's taking him to the prom and he looks in the and they're chatting back and forth, but they have to be kind of like they have to like talk cryptically because MJ is right there, and so they're like talking, but like and you can see when when Vulture is like realizing, putting things together, and God, that seems so good. It's an MCU movie, so again, it doesn't look very good, like majority of the MCU, but it's still mostly 2 thumbs up, good movie. Tom Holland gives his third best performance as Spider-Man in this movie. And one of those 2 performances that I would put above it isn't even a Spider-Man movie. So good movie. Good movie. One of the better MCU movies. I would have it in my top, just outside maybe my top 10 MCU movies. I think it's a good movie. Okay, Spider-Man 3. Just gonna preface that. Actually, I'll save that. Spider-Man 3 is a great movie. I don't want to sit there and talk it. This is where, okay, from here on out, we're talking great movies with little flaws. There are flaws in this movie. First off, you were saying that Topher Grace is a good Eddie Brock. No, the fuck he isn't. He's terrible. He's just as bad as Eddie Brock. Topher Grace's Eddie Brock is just as bad as the TASM 2 performances. Like, he is garbage. He's too small to play a jock and to play Eddie Brock. But the good stuff about this movie is so good. If you took Venom out of this movie, if you took Topher Grace's Eddie Brock Venom out of this movie, I'm not saying remove the symbiote. I'm saying if you remove Topher Grace's Venom from this movie, it goes from being at number 6 to probably being at like number 3 or number 4 on this list for me. Like, it's the highs of this movie are incredible. There are very little bad things about this movie. The dance number with the is bad. The way that the symbiote is depicted is bad, very bad. But I love it, man. I love this movie. I love this movie so much. Anyway, number 5. I'll talk more about the Toby trilogy as a whole as we continue, because I'm a little higher on them than you are. Into the Spider-Verse, dude, this is not a perfect movie. This is not the best Spider-Man movie. It's not even the best Spider-Verse movie. But it's great. I don't even really know what to say about it. It's great. It's great. It's a great movie. It is. Everything about it is great. But I don't think it reaches the highs. I don't think it has as high of highs as majority movies on this list. I think even like TASM 2, the best parts of TASM 2 are better than the best parts of Into the Spider-Verse. But Into the Spider-Verse is just a consistently great movie. It never really reaches the highs that I want it to, but it's just like consistently like an 8 out of 10. So I have it at number 5. I'm trying to speed this up so we can go to 4. Brand New Day. Brand New Day, awesome. We've already talked about it. But yeah, I think it's incredible. I think it looks incredible. I think the suit is incredible. I think Tom gives the best performance that he's given, at least since Homecoming, if not since Civil War. Civil War is probably still the best performance that Tom Holland has given as Spider-Man, and that in that movie, in Civil War, it's probably the best Spider-Man we've ever gotten in live action, is Tom Holland in Civil War specifically. But Brand New Day is great. Consistently great movie. Talking about like comparing it to Into where I don't think Into ever really reaches the highs of like some of the best Spider-Man stuff. I think Brand New Day hits that. I think Brand New Day hits that, where there are scenes in this movie that hit the highs of some of the best Spider-Man stuff we've ever seen, and for the most part remains pretty consistently great throughout. We didn't we didn't touch earlier. You were talking about Jean Grey, about how you don't like how villainous she is in this movie. I think that is detrimental. I think it is detrimental. Sorry. I think it is very important and a very good thing that they introduced her in this movie as an antagonist, as a villain, because the mutants are the whole point of the mutants is that, and the X-Men, is that they are feared and they don't feel comfortable in society, and everybody else is afraid of them, and they think that they should be taken out, right? And so her being brought in and shown as a villainous character doing actual things that, sure, some of the things that she's doing in this movie, they go a little too far, and maybe they shouldn't have pushed her character quite as villainous as she is, yes. But for the most part, I think they did a great job of introducing Jean Grey into this universe. And it's probably all downhill from here for the X-Men, but so far, we're doing great. Great job. Great job, Marvel. You are kind of somewhat back. You probably won't be in a few months, but Brand New Day, great movie. Great movie. Spider-Man 1. Yeah, Tobey movies are just the best movies ever. The Sam Raimi Tobey Spider-Man movies are perfect. They are my favorite movies of all time. They are incredible. They're not just my favorite comic book movies of all time. They are my favorite movies of all time, with the exception of a couple. Like all 3 of them, if I made a top 10 favorite movies of all time list, all 3 of them would be in the top 10. All 3 of them might even be in the top 5. I do love these movies. And Spider-Man 1, there's a few things that are outdated. I understand people talking about Tobey Maguire's chubby man boy face and that he looks like he's 25, and yet he's in high school. And he was like 26 when they made this movie or something, and he looks like it. I understand. But he plays the character of Peter Parker so goddamn well. plays the character so well. He may not look the part 100%. Andrew Garfield probably looks like a better Peter Parker and a better Spider-Man. But Tobey Maguire has better acting performances as the character by far. He is like, yeah. Anyway, Spider-Man 1, fantastic movie. Green Goblin, one of the best. I agree with you. One of the best he's one of the best comic book castings, period. I'm not a huge fan of his suit. But it was 2002. I mean, coming off of Black Leather X-Men, and like we didn't get a whole ton of like comic accurate, like good looking comic book costumes and suits until the MCU came around. So gotta give him cut him a little bit of slack for the fact that this movie literally came out, not to age us, but this movie came out before I was born. So I mean, I cut it a little bit of slack. Great movie. 5 stars. Absolute cinema. Across the Spider-Verse, I think it's phenomenal. I think that it is arguably the best comic book movie we've gotten this decade in the 2020s so far. I think it's arguably the best comic book movie that we've gotten in a very long time. Like since I don't even know when the last time a comic book movie was this good. It's been a while. It's amazing. It's fantastic. It is nearly perfect. It is clearly better than Into the Spider-Verse, and I do not have a problem with it having a cliffhanger. Because I mean, it's a part of a franchise, and like yes, they're going to set up for the next Spider-Man movie, and sure, now they are is a little bit of a problem that they did that, and now we have to wait like 4+ years before we get the next one. Yeah, that sucks. But I don't really put that as the fault of this movie. If I'm just looking at this movie, like if I'm just looking at this movie on its own by itself, it's a fantastic movie. It's nearly perfect, and it is better than Into the Spider-Verse. Like in all of the positives that I can say about Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse just like it just does everything better. It does everything that a sequel is supposed to do. Where, the first movie was good, it was solid, it was consistent. And then the second one just took everything that was great about the first movie and it just dialed it to 10 and dialed it to 11 and just like it just one-upped itself in every single way. And it's phenomenal movie. But you know what? There will never be another Spider-Man movie that is better than Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 is just God, man. This is perfect. This is the best comic book movie of all time. It is the best superhero movie of all time. It is the best comic book movie of all time. And I'm not sure that another movie will ever be made that is better in the comic book genre. It's just perfect. Say what you want again. Same thing with what I was saying about Spider-Man 1. Say what you want about the casting of Tobey Maguire. Say what you want about like, oh, these certain people are too old for the role or don't quite like physically look the part in terms of acting and in terms of the script and it is the perfect comic book movie. And the fact that this movie came out 22 years ago and it is still able to do things that have never been done in a comic book movie since, due to the brilliance of Mr. Sam Raimi, the best director to ever direct a comic book movie. And, well, not the best director to ever direct a comic book movie, I'm sorry. He's not as good as Christopher Nolan as a director. But if we are looking at, he is the best comic book director of all time. I don't care that Multiverse of Madness is a little bit worse than what it should have been. These 3 movies have solidified him as the king of the comic book genre. And that could change in the future. But as of right now, that's my stance. That's my opinion. Sam Raimi. Love you. Love you.
And that brings about an end to the episode. Brings about an end to our Spider-Man rankings. Thank you very much for listening to us as we dabble on again. Until next time, my friends, be film lovers, not film haters. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Take good care.
Go Spider-Man.